Are you tired of the same old Thanksgiving desserts every year? Well, I have a recipe here that can elevate the game. Salted caramel apple crumb cake. All right, the first step of the salted caramel apple crumb cake is going to be, obviously, getting our pans ready. I have 3 8-inch rounds here that I have went ahead and greased, and I'm gonna parchment paper line them for our filling. For our next step, in a large bowl, you're gonna combine the flour, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and salt, and whisk until fully incorporated. And on a side note, go ahead and pull out your eggs and butter. The eggs have to be at room temperature for this recipe, and the butter, being a little softened, will be easier to blend with your sugar once we get to that step. And in the mixing bowl here, I went ahead and added the room temperature butter, brown sugar, the regular sugar, our neutral oil, which I'm using canola oil, and I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it out until it's very creamy for about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna gradually add in our room temperature eggs. With your mixer speed reduced to low, you're gonna start alternating your dry ingredient mixture into your batter. Alternate that with apple cider. Bits at a time, we're not going to overwhelm it. And then add in your buttermilk. You keep adding your dry ingredients until everything's in. And mix at low speed until we have our cake batter ready. Our batter coming together. Once I finish mixing this, I'm going to go ahead and split it between our 3 pans and put it in the oven to bake. I've evenly divided the batter between the 3 pans here, and we are headed into the oven. All right, so the cake is in the oven, and we're going to go ahead and work on our apple filling that's going to go in between the layers of the cake here. In this pan, you see I've got our Granny Smith apples that are chopped up, cornstarch, brown sugar, regular sugar, and our kosher salt. And I'm going to bring this up to a medium-high heat, and there's our butter. Medium-high heat, we're going to cook it down to where it's pliable, and we have our filling ready. 12 minutes later, that is our apple filling. I have put into a Pyrex bowl. I'm going to put in the fridge and let it cool off and set up so it will be ready when it comes time to make our layers of our cake. This is our crumble here. I've got our flour, our brown sugar, our cinnamon, and our butter, and I'm going to crumble it up with my hands. And I'm going to continually do this until it resembles coarse cornmeal. And then I'm going to put it on a parchment lined sheet, and it's going to go into our oven at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes until it browns up and crisps. So here's our crumble mixture. I'm going to put this in the freezer for 10 minutes to get it firmed up before we go into the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. And there is our finished crumble topping. All right, 2 hours has elapsed. I frosted the entire cake. I'm gonna take, well, I've got the filling there, the apple filling, what was left of it. I'm gonna take some more crumbles and put them on top, completely covering the top. It's gonna be a little messy, but I'm gonna go back through and refine it once we're done. And then, once I flatten all this out, I'm gonna take my sea salt caramel drizzle here, which is in another cooking video on my channel. You can see the recipe for. I'm gonna drizzle it all over the cake. If I can get it out. Stop doing the predictable pumpkin or pecan pie. Remember, tradition is just peer pressure from dead people. Happy Thanksgiving.